Do you need special eyes to see more stars? Night vision in humans versus animals.
Did you ever wonder why you can't see as many stars at night as some animals can? It all comes down to night vision. Human eyes are not the best for seeing in the dark, but that's not true for some animals. Creatures like cats and owls have special eyes that let them see better at night than we can. This is because they have more rod cells in their eyes, which are great for seeing in low light. Plus, they have a layer called the tapetum lucidum, acting like a mirror inside their eyes that reflects light back through the retina. This gives the light another chance to hit the rods and helps them see in the dark better. This is why their eyes can sometimes seem to glow in the dark. They are capturing all the light they can to see as many stars as possible. So if humans had eyes like cats or owls, just think of the starry sky we'd enjoy every night. Imagine how many more stars we'd see with a built-in night mode.
Super strength and stamina. How far can an ant travel in a day?
Ants might be tiny, but they are mighty travelers. Have you ever thought about how far an ant can walk in a single day? Well, considering their size, ants are super strong and can cover a lot of ground. They can lift 10 to 50 times their body weight, and when it comes to walking, they can travel up to 700 times the length of their own body in just 1 minute. Now, let's say an average ant takes a leisurely stroll for about 8 hours a day. It could travel the human equivalent of 2 marathons. Yes, that's over 50 miles, 80 kilometers, which is pretty impressive for a creature that's just a few millimeters long. Not only that, but these little guys are great team players. They leave a scent trail so they can find their way back home no matter how far they roam, and so their friends can follow. Next time you see an ant on the ground, just think it might be on a journey that, to it, is a massive trek.
Ancient builder's secret. How long did it take to build a medieval castle?
Castles are huge, right? They look like they took forever to build, with all those stones, towers, and walls. But how long is forever when it comes to building a castle in medieval times? It might surprise you, but it took more than a few years to build a castle. It took entire decades. Some castles took as long as 20 to 30 years to finish. That's almost like starting to build a castle when you're born and not finishing until you're all grown up. And here's why. They didn't have the big machines we have today to move heavy stones and put them in place. Instead, they used simple tools, human strength, and the power of animals. Plus, builders had to wait for materials to arrive from far away, and sometimes they had to stop building because of wars or bad weather. Building a castle was a huge team project. Many people dedicated their whole lives to constructing these grand structures that still stand today as a testament to their hard work and patience. Imagine if your whole life's work was to build just one magnificent building.
Ever wonder how much sunshine hits the Earth? Let's turn sunbeams into wattage.
Think about the brightest, sunniest day you've ever experienced. Now, how much sunlight do you think falls on the Earth's surface at any given moment? The answer is enough to blow your mind. Every second, our planet is showered with about 173,000 terawatts of solar energy. That's more than 10,000 times the world's total energy use. And it doesn't stop there. If we could capture all of that energy for just 1 hour, we could power the whole world for an entire year. Just imagine, 1 sunny hour equals a year's worth of power. Humans are trying to get better at catching some of these sunbeams by using solar panels. But we've only just begun to tap into the sun's amazing power. While we can't catch all that energy yet, the sun never stops giving. So, next time you feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, think about the incredible energy all around you and how it might keep the lights on and machines running in the future. The sun is like our own giant natural battery in the sky, and it's not running out of juice anytime soon.
Slithering high. Can snakes really fly?
You've heard of flying birds, flying squirrels, and even flying fish, but flying snakes? Yes, you heard that right. There are actually snakes that can fly. But how can these legless creatures soar through the air? There are 5 known species of snakes in Southeast Asia that can glide in the air. These snakes climb up trees, then they launch themselves into the air, flattening their bodies and wiggling in an S shape to glide down safely. They can't really fly like birds, as they don't flap wings, but they can travel as far as 330 feet, 100 meters, through the air, which is pretty impressive for a snake. They do this to escape danger quickly, move from tree to tree, or perhaps to catch a tasty meal. The idea of flying snakes might sound scary, but don't worry, they are not out to get us. They just want to live their high-flying lives in the treetops of the jungle, far away from people. So next time you look up at the sky, just imagine if you could see a snake gliding gracefully from branch to branch.
Do plants scream? Unheard secrets of the green world.
Imagine you're walking through a serene garden. The plants are alive, but they're silent, right? Well, science has discovered something super intriguing. Plants might scream when they're stressed. Before you freak out, plants don't scream like we do, and we can't hear them with our human ears. Scientists have found that when plants are in trouble, like when they need water or they get cut, they can give off an ultrasonic squeal. How? Well, tiny air bubbles form inside their stems, and when these bubbles are pushed out, they create a noise that's too high-pitched for us to hear. Scientists use special machines to pick up these high-frequency sounds. While it's not exactly like a scream of pain, it's definitely a way for plants to tell the world they're not doing too well. Isn't that mind-blowing? Next time you forget to water your plants, just think they might be trying to tell you something that you can't even hear.
Strength of a superhero. What ants can teach us about lifting.
What if I told you that one of the strongest creatures on Earth can fit on the tip of your finger? Yep, I'm talking about ants. These tiny insects are super lifters. An ant can carry up to 5,000 times its own body weight. If you were as strong as an ant, you could pick up a car with your teeth. How is this possible? It's because of their size. Ants are small, which means their muscles have a greater cross-sectional area compared to their body size than we do. This gives them more power to lift big stuff. Also, their exoskeleton, which is like a suit of armor on the outside of their bodies, gives them an extra strength boost. And guess what? Every ant has its own workout routine. They carry heavy things all the time, which makes their muscles even stronger. So next time you're trying to open that tight jar lid, imagine you've got the power of an ant. You'll feel like a superhero in no time.
A cosmic speed limit. The unbelievable truth about space travel.
Did you know there's a speed limit for the whole universe? And I'm not talking about speed limits like on roads. I'm talking about the speed that nothing can go faster than. It's the speed of light. This cosmic speed limit is about 186,282 miles per second. That means if you could travel at the speed of light, you could go around the Earth 7.5 times in just 1 second. Now, why can't anything go faster? Well, according to Einstein's famous theory of relativity, as things move faster, they get heavier. So, to reach the speed of light, something would need to become infinitely heavy, which is impossible. Plus, it would take an endless amount of energy. It's like nature has built-in laws to keep everyone from breaking the universe's speed rules. But here's a cool thought. If we could send messages or travel at the speed of light, we could reach out to planets light years away. Just imagine what it would be like to zip around the stars at the cosmos's max speed. We might find we're not alone in the universe after all.
How do giraffes sleep? The towering mystery of slumber.
Believe it or not, giraffes have one of the most unique sleeping habits in the animal kingdom. These tall creatures only need 5 to 30 minutes of sleep in a 24-hour period. That's less than any other mammal. Why such short naps, you might wonder? Well, it's all about survival. Sleeping for long periods would make giraffes vulnerable to predators like lions and hyenas. But here's the quirky fact. When giraffes do sleep, they sometimes curl their long necks around and rest their heads on their backs. Yes, like their own fluffy pillow. But that's rare. Usually, they just doze off standing up, ready to run if they need to. Their special system of locking knees helps them to stay upright, even when they're catching some Z's. Can you imagine sleeping on your feet? It sounds tiring, but giraffes make it look like a piece of cake. It's amazing how giraffes have adapted to their environment, even turning sleep into a superpower.
Can your hair turn white overnight?
Imagine going to bed with dark hair and waking up with it completely white. Sounds like something from a scary movie, right? Well, there's a legend that says this can happen. It's called Marie Antoinette syndrome, named after the French queen whose hair supposedly turned white the night before she was executed. But is there any truth to it? Science says that your hair can't actually change color overnight. Hair color is determined by melanin, and once it grows out of your scalp, its color doesn't change. So this sudden white hair isn't because the hair color changes, but rather because of sudden severe stress which might cause hair loss, making the already white or gray hairs more noticeable. Still, it would take longer than a single night for all your hair to fall out. So next time you're really stressed, don't worry, you won't wake up with a totally new hair color. But why did people believe this story? Maybe because dramatic changes are more interesting to talk about. Follow me for more fun facts.